All right. So today is Thursday, July 31st, and we are doing the YT ad setup and review. And I have Sis Ophi joining me today. Um, Fortunately and unfortunately, we didn't have another volunteer, so I volunteered. So I have
Yeah.
another video that I thought this would be great practice for all of you here. And there's
Yes.
no right or wrong answers, right? We're here to help each other in any way possible. So I want you to be sticky with me. I want you to share with me where I could improve. What did you like? Things like that. So yeah, I've got an older video. It's not that old, but it's before we started adding disclaimers and things like that. So I want to hear from you, you guys here, and yeah, it's going to give you a chance to talk in front of people, especially when we're in a smaller, intimate group. I always find that you come out of your shell a lot faster when you can start to share early in your career, early in your business, right? So if you have that opportunity, always take it, and go for it. So I'm just gonna open the chat. I don't see, there we go. Okay. Xanadu. Okay, yep, you're in Ontario. It's 3 o'clock for you. Amazing. Yeah, you're just 2 hours ahead. And I'd love to hear if you just came in now, put in the chat roll where you're tuning in from. And is it lunchtime for you? Or what did you have for lunch? I'd love to know too. Put it in the chat while we're waiting for some other people to join. I don't want to start too early. I want people to get a chance to come on. I opened the door about 2 minutes late, so we want to acknowledge that for people. So how many do we have? We have 7 of us so far, and more are rolling in. And Ofi, you can tell everybody where you're tuning in from today.
Yes, I'm tuning in from Texas this time, from Houston, Texas. Of course, you might have known for a while that I am based in California, but I have been here in Texas since Monday, or rather Saturday. I'm visiting my eldest brother here in Houston, Texas. And so
Amazing.
I am a Texan this time.
And we appreciate that you took time out to do that with us. That's amazing. Thank you
Yes,
so
of
much
course.
for joining.
Of course, it's always a pleasure to be of help in whatever way I could. I know I have very little to share, but nevertheless,
Oh no.
helping is also learning.
Very good point. I was going to say the same thing. And that's another thing that led me to the fact that when you are talking in front of people, you have something to share. It might be something that somebody already knows, but you are actually teaching somebody something, which also means you're going to retain the information better as
Yes,
well,
thank you. Yes, it's true.
right? Well, it's 105, so and I know we want to try and keep it to the hour. I'm going to be try and be diligent about that, but I've got a few things that I want to cover for you guys today. I always want you to come away with learning at least one thing, if not more, of course. And maybe some of you are new. I would love to know if you're new within the last 3 months, put a one in the chat roll. And if you've been here longer than 3 months, put a two in the chat roll. I'd love to see where we're at as far as the cycle of duplication goes, and we'll talk about that in a minute as well. So while everybody's piling in, yeah, if you want to just put in the chat roll one or two, what where you're at in the business. And for me, I'll just give you a little bit of background. So my name is Tanya Rischke, and I am here in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. I am actually formerly from Ontario, Canada, and we made the move with our family just about 5 years ago. And that was so that we could have a better lifestyle for our family. I have been in the business for over 7 years. So we made that move when I was already 2 years into the business, when my business was already set up, and we were able to just, naturally make the transition. And that's what I love about this business. It's portable, it's flexible. There's so much choice on how you can run this for yourself and your family. And we were at a crossroads, back in Ontario. We were at a point where we weren't spending time with our family as much as we wanted to. My husband was driving at that time, by the time we actually made the decision to come here, 3 hours a day. Can you imagine? And Senator, you know the 401. You know what that's like. So he was actually driving from Kitchener Ontario to Mississauga, Ontario. Now, normally, if you were to map that out, it would only be about a 45-minute drive with no traffic. So he's doubled that,
Mhm.
right? So an hour and a half each way he was driving to his job. Imagine. And all that time was spent away from us. So we had some, choices to make. And also I was a full-time mom up until I found this business. So about around 19 years. And then from then on, I, wanted to remain at home. And what we were realizing was that we didn't have enough funds for our family to be able to put them into post-secondary. And that was our biggest goal to do that. And then also to eliminate that 3 hour drive for Derek so that we could spend more time with our family. So I don't want to go into any more detail than that, but that's just a synopsis of me. And I'll let Ophi also share a little bit about her. I know she had her story last week, but you might not have been on the DIZ last week. So I'll let her just introduce herself as well. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, Coach Tanya. Good afternoon, everyone. I am coming in from not from Los Angeles, California this time, but I'm here in Houston, Texas. I'm visiting my eldest brother. I am an immigrant from the Philippines. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother to four wonderful children. I am fully retired from the government service, and I have chosen to become active and productive. And one way by which I can be active is volunteering in a church as a catechist. And more importantly, I am running a thriving online business. As I would always say, I am retired but not tired. I just retired from my career but never from life because I believe despite my age, despite the fact that I'm a grandmother, despite the fact that I am retired, I can still do more and be able to share more. Thank you.
Amazing. And we're so happy to have you here, Ophi, again. Thank you so much for your
Thank you so
assistance.
much
And
too,
so I'm
Coach
going to get right
Tanya.
into it, you guys. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to start off with some slides just to show you the process on what we're going to be doing here. Let me just close this window. Okay. And just let me know that you can see my screen. You can see that, everybody? Yes? Okay, awesome. All right. So, as you know, we're here for YouTube ads setup and review, and you might be in the beginning stages of learning about YouTube, or you might actually be what we would consider somebody that's more advanced or somebody that's already had some experience. Maybe you have an ad running or you had an ad running. Maybe you had a shutdown and now you're trying to get back up on your feet. We also want to mention that that's normal. Like that is the normal process. We've all been there. At least most of us were, we might have had an ad that just didn't, it wasn't agreeable with what Google wanted. So don't worry at all. That's why we're here. We're here to help you to remain on your feet. And I will mention too that last week, coaches Dave and Roxanne were talking about restrictions. So if you are in that position right now, you didn't have a chance to watch the DIZ from last week, I highly encourage you to go to the Dreammaker site and go to the resources, and you'll find it in YT Ads Review and Setup for July 24th, I believe was the date for that one. Okay, so moving on. So the cycle of duplication. So this is where we want to make sure that we're in the right place. And why we did this is because we were realizing that when people were getting started, they were, not sure where they should have been in the process. And so this kind of is a great guide, especially if you're new, just to make sure that you're, at the right step. So starting your business, obviously everybody has done that. But then if we go to number 2, have you created your business page? And I would think that everybody here has done that already. We've kind of taught this from the very beginning, but there is a chance that maybe you haven't done that yet, but that this is the order that you want to do things in, so it's less confusing, so that you understand what we're talking about here today. The third one is to submit your funnel. Congratulations. That is a big step. That's you're well on your way to be able to attract more people into your business that way. And now step 4 is launching an ad. And of course, step 5 is generating leads. So we're considered step 5, generating leads. So we already have people that typically have explored, creating their ad, launching it on YouTube. and optimizing and learning how to optimize. And that's another thing that we do here. Now, we will not actually be doing, I should let you know, we're not going to be doing a back office today. We didn't have a volunteer for today, but nonetheless, we have a lot of other things to cover. And I mentioned before, if you just hopped in and you didn't hear, I'm actually volunteering my video ad that I'd love for you guys to give feedback on. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. Moving on. So this is the DIZ schedule. So if you're not sure, if you're not familiar, if you go to dreammakers.site, that's our website for our group, our tribe, and you'll notice that everything is numbered. So one would be a one from the cycle of duplication that I just showed you. So there's a couple of ones. There's the onboarding, there's product impact and benefits, which that's amazing because we never really had that before. So I would highly recommend that if you couldn't go to the live one to really watch the replay on some of the benefits of the products that we have that that are so beneficial to us and our families. Next was number 2 is business pages and social media, and moving forward, business setup, page and funnel. And these are all in order, but you'll notice that the days of the week are not in order. So you have to actually go to each category to see what day that they're going to be live on, for help on the DIZ. Friday, you've got support desk. So if you have just general questions that you want to have answered, everything today, we're basing it on a little bit of mindset and also some of the skills in setting up your YouTube ad. Then we've got video ad, content creation, Meta Facebook ad setup, Meta Facebook ads review, and then we also have YouTube ad setup and review and rapid referral formula. So those are all great, DIZ that I recommend that you try to go to at least one, if not more. Even go back and watch some of the replays if there's some things you're not sure about. There's nuggets in every single one of these drop-in Zooms. So we're thrilled to have brought this back for you so that you have a reference to go back to. Now, we're also going to be doing this every time you come to one of these DIZ. We're keeping it uniform and really stressing that, we're on a mission, and our mission is to not leave any dreamer behind. So that includes you. That's all of you that are here. We really want to be able to help you in any way possible. And the way that we can do that is, collectively as coaches and Eagles, volunteers, that, we can give back. And, when that happens and when you are at the, capability of doing that, we would so appreciate your time and your input as well. And that's also going to boost your business in the same way. So now our health mission for Enagic is to have true health. And that's in 3 categories: physically, financially, and emotionally. So not just financially. And we really want to stress that as well, because we're not just selling water, as you know. We want to promote lifelong wellness. So, of course, we've got the Kangen water, which is the physical side of it. Financial is purpose-driven income, and on an emotional level. So we want you to have the belief and the community and the growth all in one. And that's how you're going to be able to, have the emotional side of this business as well. Now, we have a big vision. Yes, we have a vision that we would like to have by next June. We would love to have an additional 350 Eagles. So that would be 1,050 lives transformed. So if each of us can bring 3 people to the next Enagic convention, that's how we're going to add up to 1,050 lives transformed. I don't think that's that outrageous, especially when you break it down like that. And what we want to also stress is it's not about sales. This is actually about legacy. So you know as an entrepreneur, you're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs, you're going to have your ebbs and flows. But the main thing that stays constant in all of this is that you're actually building a legacy, right? You're leaving something behind. And that's key in this. So I think rather than trying to stress about, oh, I'm not making the amount that I want right now, you need to shift your mindset onto what it is that you can do in the meantime. How can you help others? And honestly, that's how you're going to get to where you want to be. Now, as you know, Tony Robbins believes that success is 80% psychology and 20% skill. So we like to do, the skills in the drop-in Zooms or even in your training site. But when we come to these, we also want you to know that psychology and your mindset is a big, big factor. And if you're not aware of that, if you're just new, you'll probably notice in the training site as well, we have a lot involved with, your mindset. And every week we're going to share one of the golden nuggets or, a quote of the week from Jim Rohn. And this week it is work harder on yourself than you do on your job. So just in correlation to what I just mentioned before, working on you. How can you make and improve yourself? We're not saying you need to change your personality, but you want to grow into the person that you want to, that you're going to become when you have the wealth that you are looking for and, the abundance. So in the meantime, we're evolving. I think that I just wanted to differentiate that. We're not asking you to change. We're asking you to evolve into that person. And I always question that, Ophi. How do you become that person? What do you have to do? Right. And I think that, we could probably suggest to you that, you are more consistent in things that you're doing. You are improving yourself 1% every day. Do you have a suggestion, Ophi?
Yes. One thing probably aside from those that you have already mentioned, we should always be patient. We should never we should never be bothered by the failures that or the challenges that we would encounter along the way. Instead, we use these challenges as a stepping stone so that we crush those challenges and be able to get through and move forward
I
despite of
love it.
whatever
I love
challenges
I
we
love what you
found.
said there. And one of the things, one of our mottos is it's never about failure. You either win or you learn, right? So it's not about failing at
Yes.
all. And that's what you were saying. So you pick up where you left off and you use that as a learning tool. So, if you did have a hiccup in your business, that move forward and overcome those challenges. And I'm just going to go right into the next slide, which is going to talk a little bit about mindset. So we want you to know that sometimes we have these blocks. I don't know if you guys have heard of, money blocks or things that block, our subconscious. A lot of times it's not even up here. It's in our subconscious. So we're not even aware of it. But if you can repeat to yourself some of these things, that money is, a tool for good. Back in the past, maybe you grew up in your environment where, money was evil. Like you heard that phrase, or money doesn't grow on trees, things like that. You heard those sort of terminology. We need to just put those aside and, remind ourselves that, what we're doing is we're helping change lives. And I think that that's one of the things that we all probably had to do when we first started, to realize that, we're not here to bug people. We're here to give them a gift. I always say, this is gold, right in our hands here that we want to share. So just remember that money is a tool for good and everything happens for our highest good. So we might not understand it in the moment. We might not understand why did you have to go through, that certain situation that didn't make you feel good. But we have to remember that it's actually for our highest good. And maybe there's something that you've learned that then you can actually teach to others. And that's where you'll find a lot of people are very successful that weren't successful and were sharing their story and how they overcame it. And, that actually brought light and brought hope to others. So even though you think that you aren't where you want to be right now, just know that you are meant to be where you are right now. Okay. And yes, you can move forward and you can change where you are, but don't beat yourself up about it. There's reasons for it, and I'm a testament to that. And you know what? Just keep going. Just keep going because we're all there. We've all been there. We've all had moments where, we want to be, further ahead, but there's reasons, and all we can do is keep growing, keep evolving, keep helping others. But here's the thing, your subconscious that we talked about before, it tries to protect you. It actually is trying to help you avoid feeling bad. So it's contrary to what we think. We think that, it's actually trying to hold us back, but it's not like that. It's a survival mechanism. And you've probably heard that before, as we've evolved as humans. We still have this archaic mind of ours that wants to keep getting in our way. And so we have techniques, and I'll go over that in just a minute. I've got a couple techniques that you can use in order to help, sabotage that side of you, right? We don't want to sabotage the good things. We want to sabotage the things that are holding us back, which we call limiting beliefs. So is change possible? Yes. You have to manifest from a relaxed, abundant feeling, not lack or fear. And doesn't that make sense? And I'm sure you've heard all over the place that whatever you feel, you attract. Whatever energy you have, you're going to attract more of that. So if we can remember that and then just stop ourselves in our tracks whenever we're having a negative moment or we're not feeling good, whether it's we're being pessimistic or we're feeling like we're in lack, like I don't have enough, you got to shift that. And there's ways of being able to do that. And we all need tools. Sometimes we all need reminders. We get into that little bit of a funk, and then we just have to switch it up, and go back to where we were. And some of those things could be even putting on your favorite music, going for a walk in nature, doing something fun for you, getting out of the moment that you're in some form or another. And again, we'll talk about that in just a minute, but the key is really to get out of that survival mode and get into a gratitude state. Sophie, Ophie, did you want to reflect on that as well?
So we would always say that we give thanks and gratitude every day, whether it's something small or big. Just say thank you. Just be grateful for whatever we have received. So a small win, thank God. Big wins, thank God. A little challenge here and there, thank God, because those challenges will help us grow even more, right? So
Absolutely.
that's
I love
that's my
it.
every time I would like trip, and I said, "Oh, thank you, Lord. I did not break my leg," something like that.
Yeah.
I would probably cut my a little of my finger when I am slicing something, and I would say, "Thank you, Lord. It did not hurt so much, or I did not cut the entire finger," something like that. So we always find the good thing in everything that comes to us, right?
Amazing.
Always find something to be thankful for.
I love it. And I'm the same way. I love to say I've always looked on the bright side. I take a situation and I'm like, okay, I'm in this situation. I'm not, feeling good about it, but there's a reason that it happened, or how can I, bless somebody else because of what happened to me, right? And if you think of it in terms of
Yes.
that, yeah, it might have been devastating in the moment. And I'm not saying, I mean, of course, there's a moment in time where you give yourself grace. And yes, you give yourself a little bit of time to, collect yourself again. But, then you actually you go back and you analyze and you say, okay, why did that happen? What is the good in it, right? And you always want to look for the good. And you know what that does? That trains your brain as well. That even those little things that happen to you, Ophi, that they're not
Yeah.
going to be devastating. That it's not
Yeah.
going to be life like a life crisis, right?
Yes. And you
It's
learn you
it
learn some lessons out of those, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's happening is your inner critic is what we call it. They might be running the show, which is your subconscious, and they're drawing conclusions from old data. And that old data is from our past. But we're here in the present right now. So whatever happened then happened in the past. And it's easy to say, I get it, but there's again ways of being able to kibosh those old limiting beliefs and move forward to change them into new beliefs, new positive, abundant, really ways, beliefs, I should say. So running today with yesterday's mindset, of course, you're always going to feel stuck, right? So we need to just remember that we're in the present, and today is, it's called the present because it is a gift, right? And so if we look at it in terms of that, rather than going back into the past, let's move forward. We have a rear view mirror we can look back into, but we need to actually steer, full throttle ahead. That's where we're going. We're not going back there. We're going this way. So what can I do? Well, you can dare to believe harder in the future version of yourself. So as I mentioned before, not that you're changing who you are, but you're evolving to somebody even better. So we call it the best version of you, right? And so that's what you're going to be looking toward. You're going to gain the ability to overcome challenges and setbacks, as Ophi just mentioned, when we journey into the unknown. And those are hard sometimes, but we have ways of being able to do that. And what we call that is self-leadership. Nobody's doing it for us. right? We have to take the reins. We have to be the ones in control, and having the courage and the faith that things are going to work out. Because if you start thinking they're not going to work out, well, guess what? That's exactly what you're going to receive. So here's an analogy that I love. So a bird sitting on a branch is not afraid that it will break because it has the belief in its wings to carry them. Right? So if think about that. So they're sitting in the tree, but if the branch breaks, they're not going to be afraid of that because they already know that their wings are going to carry them through. So we need to have that same sort of faith in that everything is going to work out and it's working out for a reason, right? So here's some ways that I've come up with. There's all kinds of ways, but I just wanted to, show you a couple of them that you've probably heard before, and maybe a couple that might be new to you. So I believe in meditation practice, and that's part of our savers. If you've never done the savers before, we can certainly get you information on that. But one of the savers practices is meditation, or what we consider silence, right? The S in silence. So for myself, I love to put my headphones on when I go to bed, just before bed at night. And I put those on for, I mean, it depends. Sometimes I fall asleep with it on, but sometimes, it's 20 minutes. It depends on, which one resonates with you. But that just puts your mind in a calmer state. And what's happening is your subconscious is the most absorbent. So it will open up to things, suggestions that you will give it in the morning, when you wake up and at night. So if that happens, you give yourself, maybe about a half an hour before you go to bed, before you know that it's time to fall off to sleep. And in the morning, that's the first thing I do. I don't look at my phone. I grab my phone because I'm playing, whatever meditation I'm doing, but then I put it right down and I have my headphones on and I, have my eyes closed. And there's so many that you can choose from on YouTube. So if you're looking for something, I can certainly show you that later. And also declaring out loud the person that you're becoming. So, what does that look like to you? The person that you're becoming. Are you going to be, doing talks in front of people? Are you going to be physically somewhere that you're not, here right now? Like you're actually going to be somebody that is going to be moving somewhere. And what are your goals and dreams? To actually say them out loud does way more for the results that you're looking for than if you were just saying them to yourself. So I don't know if you're aware of that, but when you declare out loud, you're actually impressing on your subconscious as well, not just your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind. And the third one is tell your brain, I'm the kind of person who follows through. I'm someone who gets things done. Because if you're a procrastinator, and I think that a little, some of us have a little bit in that in us at some point in time or another, just remind yourself that you are a person that follows through and that you are a person that gets things done. And just keep telling yourself that. And again, that's going to get down to your subconscious. Be grateful for where you are and be open to receive. So when you are in that state, as I mentioned before, you're in the receiving mode. So that means that you are calm, you're relaxed, you're not tense, you're not, feeling in lack, but on the contrary, you're in gratitude, you're smiling, right? You have a click to your step, you're feeling really good. Those are when the opportunities and things are going to come to you. So just try and put yourself in that state. Again, if you see yourself going out of that state, find a way to get you back into it. For me, I love to go on walks. I'm a nature lover. So if I can get out there and, whether I'm walking my dog or whether I'm going around our own city here or we're doing mountains, whatever that means, it gets me grounded. And it's also been proven that, getting out in nature is a great way to also shift your mindset. So if you didn't know that, there's a little tip for you. And this might be something new to you. I don't know if you've heard of this before, but if you can get a courage journal and record all your wins. So even the smallest of wins, like Ophi mentioned before, small, big, doesn't matter. Put it in your courage journal because you know what that's going to do? That's going to be there for you when you're feeling low, when you're having those low moments and you forget how far you've come, right? And you write down, oh, when you got your first lead or when you got your first buyer or, when you had that first milestone or, even it doesn't have to do with business. It can be, something on a personal level, whatever is going to make you feel good and make you recognize that you came from somewhere. You already are evolving, right? And what is it that you can, that you can look at in the future, right? So write it down now, and then you can go back to it later. Okay, and I'm just going to end here for right now, and then I think I might come back to the last couple slides because I want to actually show you something. So here is this is from Win Campaign. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Win Campaign, but we just have a chart here. So 5 simple winning step process on how to create your ad. Again, we're part of YouTube ads, but this can go with any ad advertising. So in your first 5 seconds, you want to share what your pain is. So it's, if you can create 3 different hooks and then call out your audience, that's going to get you more views and people that you are attracting into your business that are like you. And then the second one is to agitate. So that's what's in it for me. So you're actually letting the viewer know what's in it for them. So if you can describe to them quickly in 15 to 20 minutes, you're actually going to be sharing with them empathy and hope. The next one is introducing yourself. So people want to know who you are, where you're from, what's your background, do you have a family, are you single, are you married, these kinds of things. And that gets them to trust you faster as well. So having that intro is very important. It makes you authentic, and you can also show them how you can help them. So that's important. The fourth one is solution and big promise. So you're going to show them some features and benefits, show them some value and some proof. I say some because sometimes, like myself, I'm a little guilty of, in the past, I would share way too many features and benefits. They only need to know a couple. And what you're actually trying to do in your ads, the main thing is to get them to the webinar. So whatever it is that you're sharing in your ad is actually getting them to come to your webinar, come to the free webinar. That is our job. So in other words, you're going to show, that we have a proven and trusted global business. We have an all-in-one digital marketing system, and that there's proof as well that this works. And now you might not have proof right away. But why we say to have proof is that you can borrow proof from others in our community. And that's why I love the idea that we have testimonial videos in our resources. So if you're not familiar with that, it's in our Dreammaker site as well. And you can go to the videos that are ready to be shared. So if you record the beginning with a hook, and then you lead into the video, the testimonial video, and then at the end, you could always do the call to action, whether it's in person with you talking, or whether you have a slide that shows them the next steps. So we've got a lot of resources, and we're going to have a Q&A at the end of this as well. So if you have any questions about where to find that, we can certainly go over that with you. So the call to action is, how do they take action? How do they get in touch with you to see this webinar and to get more information about this business? So the next thing I wanted to share with you is actually, I don't know if you're familiar on how to put tags on your, so I just wanted to briefly show this, and then I can close this off. I'm going to do this in person, but I have the slide here, so I can share that with you later on exactly how to do it step by step, because sometimes people are visual and they need, the steps in front of them, and sometimes they just want to see it being done. So I'm going to do both today. So this one is going to be on how to add tags to your YouTube videos, and then the next one is going to be how to add tags to your YouTube channel. So I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to stop sharing this one here, but actually I'm going to go right into, I'll go right into the video, Ophi. I'm going to play the video, and then I have my good friend, Sis Ophi here, and she's going to critique me. And then I would love for you guys to also put in your thoughts and, your critiques on how this can be improved. What did you like or what you didn't like? And don't worry, I'm a tough cookie, so you can tell me anything and I will take it with grace. My goodness, I got to stop sharing so I can share the sound. Sorry, that's what I knew there was a reason I had to stop sharing. So I'm going to go back here and share the sound. And then please let me know that you can hear it. Maybe even just with a thumbs up, that would be fine. Okay, so here we go. So this is my video. Take note of the length and then take note of everything. Okay, here we go. Do you dream of having the financial freedom to be able to give your loved ones the life that they deserve? Hi, my name is Tanya, and I'm here in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada with my family 2 out of 3 of our children live with us here, and my husband Derek. Our oldest daughter is actually studying back in Ontario. Oh, no.
Guys, you can now generate videos directly from ChatGPT. So you might have seen that ChatGPT released GPT.
There we go. Ontario, and she's coming up on her 4th year of university, and I'm happy to say that she's here with us this summer. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact secrets on how to start a profitable, successful online business for families just like you to be able to earn and spend more time together. Being a full-time mom certainly has its benefits, but there's also some drawbacks. We've had to make a lot of sacrifices, having only one income, being on a budget. But looking back to when Kayla was only 8 months old, we were at a point in time where, we were happy. We had just purchased our first home. We had, just made our first car payments. And within months, that all changed. We became devastated. Unfortunately, Derek lost his one and only single contract for a company that he was working for at the time. And, looking at that now, we never wanted to ever have that feeling again where we didn't have a backup plan. At that time, he ended up having to just take a contract job. It wasn't, in his field of marketing. And, luckily we were able to make those ends meet, but we had major changes we had to make after that. We ended up having to sell our house and purchasing another house just to be able to make improvements on it and be able to, get ahead on that. So as the years went on and when the kids got a little bit older, I was able to do a little bit more things. I tried to work outside of the home, but it still wasn't what we wanted. We weren't experiencing a balance in our work and family life. And so I would try to do things from our house, whether it was mom sales or craft sales, anything to make ends meet at the end of the month. But then there came a point in time when we realized time was just passing us by so quickly. The 2 girls, our 2 oldest daughters, were both in high school, and we realized we didn't have the savings that we wanted for them. We wanted to be able to provide for their tuition for when they attend college or university, because that's a luxury that we never had growing up. And that was a pact that we made when we got married, that we would provide for them so that they didn't have to take down a job or, try and figure out how they were going to pay on their own. I came across an ad on my news feed, and it was the best news that I could, come up with and that I could find. It was an older couple that were living in Alberta. They were a professional couple, and I was curious to see what they were up to. And for me, it was a sign, because Alberta was the place that we really wanted to move to from Ontario, because our life was just so busy there, and we knew that there was a better way, a better life for them here to be able to spend more time together doing the fun things that we love. So I clicked on that ad, and what I found was amazing. At the free webinar, we learned so much about how to start an online business with all the tools, the training, and the mentorship. We learned that it was step-by-step, which was reassuring to me, because as a full-time mom, I didn't think I had the skills necessary. Plus, we knew that it was portable, that it was flexible, and the best part was the results that people were having because of this business. People just like you and I, with maybe different backgrounds, different cultures, but the same common ground was that people were able to quit their jobs. They're earning 6 and 7 figures without having limitations to the earning potential, that they were able to purchase homes for their relatives back in their home country, supporting their ministries, and so much more. And I'm so happy to say that we made the huge move from Ontario to Alberta just over 2.5 years ago because of this business. And also, we've been able to help our daughter so far with her 3 years of tuition. She's coming up on her 4th year. Plus, our second child is going to be going to college in September, so we'll be able to help her. And our 3rd child is now just going to be starting high school in September as well. Plus, we have no more mortgage payment, and our car payment is paid for. So never again will we have to think to ourselves, how are we going to make ends meet, and how are we going to be able to make that mortgage payment? Looking for people just like you that are coachable, that want to make a change in their family's life, and also that want to help others do the same. If that's you, we encourage you to click on the link, sign up for our 90-minute webinar, and I'll send you the details through your inbox, and you can either attend them live or on the replay. So listen, if this is something that you've been contemplating, think no more. Take charge today, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. Thank you so much for stopping by. I can't wait to help you get started, and have a wonderful day. Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
Coach Tanya, are you serious?
I am serious.
Yeah, you know what, Coach Tanya, before I share my thoughts on your video, I would like to take this chance to salute you
Oh,
because imagine uh, you are open to receiving feedbacks and making us critique your video. A person who I would always look up to is open to hearing my voice. So you are it tells what kind of a leader you are. Imagine you are willing to volunteer your own video for critiquing. You are willing to hear the voices of smaller ones, those who are still learning and growing. And that means you are truly a leader who means business. You really mean business. You are evolving and growing. So with deep respect, may I share my thoughts about your video.
I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for all that.
So the first thing that I have noticed is your video was really very family oriented.
Hmm.
Very family oriented. You spoke very highly and proudly of your family, especially that of your children. And I believe having done the video that way, it it was more relatable, and of course many working parents or full-time home housewife would be able to relate to your video. Another thing that I have noticed that really stood out was your outfit. You look so professional. You looked so well groomed, and your the color of your outfit uh, was really very intentional with your setting. Yes,
Thank you.
very, very polished.
Mhm.
Everything was very polished and crisp. And so that's one thing that I have noticed. Of course, your hook was well delivered and clearly stated, along with the value of the promise of values. And you have said that they have to watch the video in order for you to be able, in order for the viewers to be able to know what you have discovered and what you have learned about. That have resolved your the pain point. Of course, your pain point was also clearly expressed. I have noticed when you were sharing your pain point, there was this slowing down of your voice, and your face was a little bit gloomy in order to fully express how painful it was that your family has to experience the loss of job for your husband, right? And then this was coupled by the fact that you have matched it with a mellow music. So that brings along the pain, and we could relate to that. And then another one, although it was difficult for me, Coach Tanya, to I said, "What? Coach Tanya is willing that I critique her video. Who am I?" I sort of was saying like that. But anyway, because I am here, I have to do what I need to do.
Thank you.
Okay, Coach Tanya, I have noticed, of course, all the elements of the video were there, from the hook down to the compelling and inspiring, and what they call this, a call to action. All the steps that viewers need to know were also included. You included those steps that they have to do in order to access the free webinar. Now, one small thing that I have noticed, Coach Tanya, is
Yeah.
this. Um, First, I have noticed you were holding a mug.
Yes.
You were you were holding a mug all throughout the video.
I know. Because I was doing different takes and I was like, oh no, every single take had the mug.
It's Tanya. It was a mug that you had like it was the mug that you have been holding. The first thing that came to my mind, my God, she has been holding that mug and it did not even move.
Oh,
Her hand was so steady.
yeah.
She does not have any tremor at all.
I was
So,
concentrating on what I was saying, so I forgot that
yes.
I was actually holding, a prop.
Yeah.
So just
It
again,
was
word of advice.
yes, I know, I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what, Coach Tanya, sometimes it's easier said than done. That I had noticed that, oh, she should have sipped a little bit to make
Yeah.
it more relatable and more
Yes.
natural and authentic, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes we would forget when we're already in the midst that video, the film is grinding, so to
Yeah.
speak,
Yeah.
so we would forget things that we have planned, right? But
Yes.
anyway, for those of us who will be using some props, be sure that the props is not just there for no reason at all. It
Love it.
has to be something that is intentional, right?
I love it.
But
Yeah.
I appreciate and I really was impressed by the way you were holding it. It didn't even move at all. If there was coffee in that mug, it did not spill at all.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Joseph. He said the mug made it look like it was one video shot. Yeah. I was actually trying for that and then yeah, and
The
then I
mug
had to,
made it look like it was one video. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess did you mention so much features or the benefits? Or are you
I
can
think that was
you
must have been another video that I said that in because I know that, yeah,
mm,
maybe not this one, but yeah, there was one where I was rhyming off how people were buying houses for their family back home and
yeah,
they were being able
yeah.
to contribute to their ministries and it just went on and on. And I thought that even what I was saying, and maybe it's just me, but I would love to hear if I talked a little bit too much about what it's done for us because I felt
Mhm.
like it kind of kept going on, like my story was just
Yeah.
going getting
But
longer.
nevertheless, the features related to the family,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Because you were all mentioning the benefits that what they call this the online business had done to your family. You were able to support the education, the college education of your children, and all that. And at the beginning of the video, you have been very, very proud and very, you highly have spoken about your family. And I guess those are still okay. So your video ran for 5 minutes and 3 seconds, no? But
Yeah.
although we have heard a lot of those who had tried YouTube ads, that sometimes the length of the video sometimes doesn't really matter at all. There were those who have run their video ad for 7 minutes and are still able to have a winning video, right? And there are those who have run it for sweet 3 minutes, but still not getting the much needed success. So it all boils down to testing, right?
Absolutely. And that was a couple years ago. So I just feel like now, and this is just my opinion, but again, we're here to share our ideas. I feel like now, there's a reason. Like even Google keeps saying your ad won't get showed. It's too long. Like if you have it over 4 minutes or something like that, you actually on
Oh.
your when you're creating your ad in YouTube, or like in Google, you'll get that warning. So I'm wondering
Mhm.
too if Google doesn't show it to as many people either. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's maybe back then it was okay to have 5 minutes, but when I was watching it again, I was like, whoa, like I felt like it was a little long. Watching my own self, I was like, I think it was
Oh.
kind of wordy,
But
but
to me, overall, it was a very nice video. So clean. I don't know. It's so clean. As if I was watching Pinterest, something like that. Yeah, that's true.
aw, thank you.
Sincerely, that's how the video. I have seen the video that way. But anyway, Coach Tanya, could we invite our viewers,
I would love
the
it.
members of this Zoom to
Yes,
somehow give their inputs or their observation? And of course, Coach Tanya, Sinette, that this the purpose I guess the purpose of you showing this and making it like an interactive Zoom is to encourage these people to also volunteer as mentors, right? Or helpers for this Zoom. Yeah,
100%. Yeah,
because
I just raise your hand, I guess, and then we can let you unmute just so that not everybody's talking at once.
yes, so anybody who wants
Like
to
anything, whether it's
continue
background.
continue grilling
Go
Coach
ahead, Joseph.
Tanya. Coach Tanya,
What can you
thank
tell
you
me
so
that's
much for
negative,
this
Joseph?
opportunity. So humbling, and I feel really very honored. Okay,
Oh,
let's hear
thank you.
probably from Joseph, brother Joseph Yatko.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Sure,
welcome,
yeah.
welcome. Hi, good to
Thank,
see you, Joseph.
yeah, nice to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everyone. It's Joseph here from Hamilton, Canada. I've been in the business for 18 months.
Yes.
So it's my pleasure to share my thoughts on Coach Tanya's video. So Coach Tanya, you did all your homework for sure. You did an awesome job. It was heartfelt. It was genuine. And it seems that you were talking to me, like,
Oh, good.
myself, right?
Yes.
But to me, what caught me the most is really your story.
Hmm.
Oh.
Your story that captured me, that made me think that, yeah, that is a true story that I can relate to, kind of thing, right? So it was very, very personal. I mean, yes, it was long, but to me, I think Coach Ophelia is right. To me, I don't think it matters how long it is. To be honest with you, I mean, sure, maybe
Yes.
8 minute mark or 7 minute, or maybe it's long, but to me, that 5 minute I think is still good. And you told your story to me, and it was very effective. The mug, I really thought that it was one shot. I
Oh,
really thought, right,
can
which
I
is
just
good,
add to
right?
that? Did you
Sure.
did you guys see the dog appear
I didn't see that. No, I don't think I saw that.
in one of
See
the
that?
clips? I was like, oh my goodness. I think that's why I don't want to relaunch it because I'm just like, oh, like I can see what I did and what I didn't do. And yeah, my dog wasn't in all the clips except for one. And then it
Uh,
went back
Oh.
and then he wasn't there again. It was just really funny.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, but it's very good. So this is a new ad, or it's a
No,
winning?
this is like,
Two
three
years
and a half
ago
years
you
ago.
did.
Yeah.
So it's a winning ad.
Well, I didn't get a lot of buyers from it, to be honest with you. It depends on, I guess, yeah, like what you consider a
Yeah,
Maybe
winning
you have
ad.
to relaunch it,
I
right?
think so.
Do you
Yeah,
think I
Yeah.
should? Oh,
I
Yeah.
think you just have to
So
optimize, like what.
nice.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. I guess
Yes.
I'm
I
just being critical.
Yes.
I
So
I
nice.
think I think it was a really good video.
Oh, thank you.
I don't have anything negative except, I mean, yeah, and I don't think I there was really not no. So the only thing that I noticed though is that the recommendation by our coaches was, they said that within 40 seconds you should have a call to action.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I noticed. But
Okay.
other than that, all the topics and the theme that you had presented, I think that video, I think, will resonate with people. And I think it's just a matter of maybe targeting, you're optimizing your ad, right?
Absolutely. And I know that my audience has been sort of tricky. Believe it or not, even though it seems no, I know what Coach K would always say. If you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to no one. So sometimes maybe that's what's happening with my ads is I'm speaking to too many people and I'm not honing in too far. But you made a really good point. Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
But and I'm just thinking, I think I might have actually had clicked the link, but maybe not soon enough. So that's that just for everybody here. that could actually solve that at the beginning where you said the call to action didn't happen early enough.
Yeah. I thought about the recommendations by the coaches, and the reason why they do that, like the call to action within 40 seconds, is so that if people have to go or have to scroll away, they can just click the link, right? I mean, what are the odds of that happening is the other thing too. So to me, I really thought that your video, to me, it would be a winning ad. But I guess, like everybody says, test it
Mhm.
and try to, I guess, to optimize it in a different manner, like what you did before, right? So, but it's a great job though.
Thank
Great job.
you.
So
I'll show
anyway,
you, sorry, I'll show you my thumbnail for that as well after, and you guys can critique that too. And maybe, and there's so many ways that we can improve our videos, right? Like our ads, and that's just one of them, right? Like a thumbnail, or like you said about having the call to action earlier. There could be more visuals, like things like that. Like there's just so many facets, and maybe I just didn't test it enough. There could be that about it. But yeah, thank you so much for all your feedback. That's wonderful.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Joseph. Anyone else who would like to share their thoughts?
Looks like Simone has her hand up.
By the way, Coach Tanya, Mads Angeles said she wanted to volunteer for next week's YouTube ad review.
Perfect. I'll be on that one as
Mm.
well. So I would love to have
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, so, okay.
wonderful.
So,
I think it's
Mads
Simone.
Angeles, so you are on board for next week. Okay,
Yes.
maybe would you want to say something, Senadu, if you're still here?
Yes. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning from. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Senadu. I'm based in Ontario, Canada, and I have been in this business for good 4 years now. And first of all, thank you for Coach Tanya for sharing your own video that takes a great leader, and
Yeah.
Aunt Offie for supporting. And I don't have any critics about the video, but I'm just usually the story sells. And your story was amazing. In fact, even though the video was 5 minutes, I was really, really into it, listening. It's not,
Yes,
some
you
story
listen until the
you
end.
hear and then you just click go to the next. But I was really, captivated, and it just, your storytelling and showing your uh, pictures in between was attention grabbing.
Mm,
And also you are sharing your own success, you're leveraging your own success, what the business did for you and for your family.
mm.
And that was really amazing. And
Oh,
it's a bit long, but that I don't think that matters when you have really good story.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like Joseph said, some of the points Joseph said, mentioned it, the call to action. Usually they said you have to do it right away
yeah.
at the beginning of your after your hook. But that's okay. Can if you have a good story, I'm a believer of that. You can sell because that's what we are selling, our story. And your story is amazing.
Oh,
And
thank you.
thank you for sharing. That's all
Oh,
for
thank you
me.
so much. That's great. I want to touch on the length again. Yeah, you're right, because with YouTube, they say that on YouTube, people are there because they research something. They're searching for something, so you're gonna have their attention a little bit longer. I think it was just me thinking about, again, when you're creating your ad and then it says, oh, your video length is too long. Like right now, I'm really striving to get under 5 minutes. Like that's my
Mhm.
goal. But I tend to talk a lot. So I kind of wanted to hear someone say, yeah, there's a couple points where you didn't have to add those sentences, or, just kind of cut those away, or whatever. But I get what you mean about like it kind of, when you have one incident lead to the next. It's kind of, maybe if it was choppy, maybe that's when I would consider cutting something out. But okay, I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's a great story.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Beautifully done.
much,
Nicely
Senator.
done.
Thank you. I guess Simone
Simone?
Lewis is raising her hand.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Hi,
Hi.
Simone.
Hi.
Thank
Good
you.
evening, everyone. Thank you, Coach Tanya, so much for sharing your video. My name is Simone. My husband is Jermaine Lewis. Many of you may know Jermaine Lewis. He's the coach. I'm just learning.
Aw,
And, yes, so I totally relate with your video as a mom. You know, what you've shared in your story is very relatable. And I wanted to say that I loved how clear and clean the quality of your video was very good. The color shirt that you were wearing, it caught my attention and it just made your face look radiant. Your whole
oh,
it just looks so beautiful and just so bright and clear and pretty. And that always grabs my attention when the quality of the video is good. And your video quality was really good. So great job.
thank you.
That's
Amazing. Oh,
totally
that's so
correct.
great.
Yes. Yes, that's true. That's very true.
Thank you, thank you. And you know, the more you do it, the more I think also like understand that I'd already been shooting videos for a couple of years already by this time. So I don't expect that your first video is gonna look like that. Like but for me now, I can now look back and go, okay, you know what? I would probably put business opportunity in the top right hand corner. Or
Oh,
something like that. Like I usually do that in all my newer videos as well. And I do what Joseph said. I actually do a call to action a lot sooner than this one as well. So you evolve, you learn and you see. And I just wanted to see if you guys could catch some of those things or even the blooper with the mug or the dog. Like those are
uh,
things that stood out for me. So that's why I'm hesitant to actually launch it again. But you know what? There's something to be said about authenticity as well, right? Like that's just, it's not expected to have something polished, right? So,
yes.
go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted to say something as well. Your story is catchy and it resonates. And it resonates to people. People will stay and watch it.
Mm,
Will stay and watch it. Like I've experienced that in YouTube as well. So when I'm going
mm,
through YouTube, and the first, like you said, the first 30 seconds, if that hook is really good, people will stay and watch it, right?
okay.
So
Hmm.
that's why, to me, that call to action is something very minimal within the 40 seconds mark. I think it's minimal in your part because your story was good, and you said it very well, so people will watch it, right? Because it's a great story. So to me, it really, I mean, the storytelling is the key, and obviously being confident and delivering the story is also another thing. But to me, the call to action that I mentioned earlier might not even be warranted because of your good story, right?
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fair. That's actually a really good suggestion. Yeah, that you're right. The story is the most important because really at the end of the day, we're looking for them to come to the webinar. That's our
Yep.
job.
Yes.
So we're not asking them to buy anything, on the spot or anything like that. You don't have to be, perfect or, as long as you're authentic, I think is the main thing and that you have a story to share.
Yep.
Everybody has a story. Are you guys curious to see what well, I'll let you in on a secret. I don't use ChatGPT. There's another one
Oh,
if you guys
oh,
want
that's
to start
nice.
using
So
it.
it comes
It's
from the
between me
heart,
and you
right?
guys. Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
good.
it's called Perplexity. So I'm gonna go on. You might have heard of Perplexity before. You might not, but I'm gonna share my screen again and um, so can everybody see that? Okay, so let me just
Yes.
scroll. I don't think I'm at the top here, or am I? I am. Okay, so first of all, everybody can see my screen?
Yes,
Okay,
coach.
first of all, this is the one thing that coaches Dave and Roxanne were teaching us in the last couple of DIZ, and that is to grab your subtitles, like your actual story. So I just showed you that I did it here rather than actually doing it. So I just copied that link from YouTube and I just clicked search, and then it actually gave me a script. So the script is what I copied into Perplexity. So first what I did was I said, rewrite this in the voice of Tanya Rischke, sharing experiences and knowledge that we've gained through the years. Oh, sorry. me take time. Hold on just a second. No, I'm sorry. Haha, that was a previous one. Give me feedback on my ad script. And this is my website. So I gave my website, and this is pretty much word for what coaches Dave and Roxanne were teaching the other week. Give me strengths and how I can improve, how to lower lead cost. Oh, where did it go? It just refreshed. Just 1 second. I'll scroll down again. How to lower lead costs and how to target the right audience for my custom segments. This is my script. And then it goes on and it's all in there. Now I'll give you the answers. This is what ChatGPT or Perplexity gave me back. He said, okay, so my strengths, personal storytelling. You share genuine details about your family struggles and journey. This emotional connection creates trust and relatability. Clear transformation. This script shows progress from financial hardship to stability and freedom, which inspires your ideal audience. Targeted audience call out. You've repeatedly mentioned families like yours and people just like you, which helps prospective leads see themselves in your story. Strong call to action. Asking people to join your webinar is direct and actionable. Transparency. Sharing your location and specific milestones, example, children's education paid off, no more mortgage, boosts credibility. Room for improvement. So script length and clarity. Trim and organize the script to make it more concise. The current version is very long. Online audiences have short attention spans. So maybe that's why I was coming to you with the fact that I thought it was long. Example, move quickly from your introduction to your turning point, emphasizing what viewers will learn or gain sooner. Audience benefit statement. Early in the script, explicitly answer what's in it for me. Focus on the audience's desires before delving into your background. Highlight unique approach. If there's something truly unique about your coaching process or online business system, mention it up front. Professional opening. Consider opening with a question or statement that immediately grabs attention. For example, tired of worrying about bills or missing time with your family? I was too. I actually really like that. I'm going to use that next time. Testimonials or proof. Briefly mention successful clients or outcomes if you have permission to establish social proof. I'm thinking for the next one too that I will bring in somebody else, not just myself, because I could just be telling a story, right? So in order for somebody else to feel that it's even more believable, I could actually use even more proof. Webinar urgency. Add scarcity or urgency, limited spots, deadline, bonus for early registration, motivate, immediate action. And maybe that's something that I've been missing. And maybe that's, Joseph, maybe that's why it's not really considered a winning ad because I'm not being urgent. I'm just saying thank you so much for listening and, have a nice day kind of thing. So maybe I need to be a little bit more, or even maybe have a tagline at the end, like a quote or like, something that creates urgency, like you certainly don't want to miss out on those milestones or something to that effect, or like building your family's legacy. I know you're you're shaking your head.
Or tomorrow is never promised.
Right? Yeah, something like that. Visual cues in your video, use on-screen text or visuals to reinforce major milestones. I mean, that's personal, like you can take it or leave it. And then clear next steps. After the call to action, clearly explain what happens. Yeah, usually I'll say that you'll get an email in your inbox, da 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 da. How can I lower my lead cost? For a short form video ad, use 30 to 60-second video ads that summarize your story. Now that's really short. And so on. Split test headlines, create multiple ad versions with different hooks and opening questions to see what resonates. I'm gonna keep going because I know we're already after the hour and I just want to have your permission to keep going. But this is being recorded, so you could always come back on here and look at some of the different things like my demographics, interests, behavioral. So I'll just scroll for you to be able to see that. And then when you come back, you could always pause the video and just see a little bit more. I know that our time is valuable and I don't want to take too much more of your time here. But the next thing I wanted to do, if it's okay with you, is to, there's my thumbnail. If you wanted to see what the thumbnail looks like, because once I hit play, you can't see it, right? So that was my thumbnail. Are you looking to earn extra money anywhere you are, anytime you choose? And then I say no selling, no experience online, no desire to bug friends and family. And then I have my website on there. So that was my thumbnail. But I really did want to go on here to show you how to put tags on your video. So first of all, if you're on your desktop, your YouTube, now you have to do this also on your desktop. Well, at least for the one for the channels. I'm not sure about on for putting tags on your video, but we'll do the channel. Let's do the channel one first, I guess. So you go to why is this not working? Okay, hold on. Go back here. Oh, I'm in the way here. That's what's going on. Okay. It's over here. I was clicking on the wrong one. So click on your profile picture. Here it is. Okay, I'm sorry, this was in the way. So click on your profile picture, go to YouTube Studio. That's the second step, and I have those outlined for you in the slides that you'll be able to access that. And then go to Settings. And then after you go to Settings, go to Channel. And then let me just move me out of the way here. And then can you see that? So after you hit Channel, then the keywords area will come up. And so I've already added a few, and you'll see at the bottom, you're allowed to have up to 500 characters. So if you go to Perplexity or ChatGPT and you tell them what you do, and you give them a prompt that you're looking for keywords for your YouTube channel, successful ones, then it will generate some for you. Now, I put some different ones in here. I didn't just all talk about business. I talked about being a mom over 50, over 50 YouTuber, business workshop, free workshop, support family legacy, but also I put in my interests. So I like to do DIY painting. I love baking. I'm a furniture painter, things like that. So you can put in your interests. You can put in all kinds of things. Because here's the thing, when you have those tags, those are the type of people you're looking for, right? So you're looking for people just like you. If you're a nature lover, maybe that's one that you're going to want to add. So literally you just come on here and then you just click in. So maybe I'll go nature lover, just as an example. Oops, nature lover, and enter. There's another one. And then it's going to show me how many characters I have at the bottom. So I still have between, well, I'm not good at math, but I have about 125 left. And then you just save. You just save it, and then now that's saved to your YouTube channel. So I hope that's something that you've learned today that you never knew before. That I've only learned recently. I didn't know that for a long time. And then the next one is I want to show you, if I go back to here again. Okay, now I'm going to show you on your video. So I'm on I clicked my profile picture. Now I'm going to go to my content. And I'm just going to pick one. I'll just pick this one, the first one here. So if you are on your video, I'm going to hit the pencil. And it's going to show me my description. It's going to show me, all the things that I put in there before. And I also do want to mention too that I did, and I wrote this in one of the slides. I actually just downloaded a new extension for Chrome. It's called vidIQ, and this is optional again. But I've already found some success with it, and it looks like this up in the corner. If you can see my cursor here, so it says vidIQ, and if you actually scroll down, keep scrolling, right? I'm going to get down to where the tags are. Keep scrolling. See how it says tags here? Well, I already added a few, but if you look down here, these are scores that vidIQ gave me on some tags that I should use in my video. Look at this one, 80. Like I think it might be a percentage. So how to make money online. So all I would have to do now that I have the extension from Chrome, it's just an extension that you would put on your Chrome, and then you just click add, and then now it's added it up there for me. So this passive income one from before is like a 61. Passive income online, I'm going to add that one as well. Again, you have up to 500. So you can actually, and then this passive income ideas, I'm just going to add that. So I can keep going on it if I want to. It's an old video, but I just wanted to show you, just in order for you to be able to see how you can do it as well. And now this is the free version. You could always get an upgrade and have even more recommendations, but I think that this is actually a pretty good start. And also you can use ChatGPT or Perplexity for extra ones. But these, I love these because they actually give you a percentage on which ones are, more popular that you can use for your ad. Okay, I think that was, oh, and one more thing. I told you about meditations before. This is the one I use in the morning, and it's the morning, oh, sorry. Did it just start playing? It just started playing. But it's by David Bayer, and it's neuroscience-based meditation for instant manifestation, and it's a morning one, so it's 20 minutes. And then I use his there, that's what it looks like. Listen to this every morning. And then the other one that I use is I use this one going off to sleep. Why do I like him so much? Because his meditations actually they take your attention away from your negative beliefs. So really, actually, what's happening is you are relaxing your vagus nerve. So your vagus nerve actually has a lot to do with your nervous system. And so if you're always in lack or uptight, or you're not, thinking, good thoughts, it's a way of detracting from that. And it's actually very, very relaxing. I actually find even like some of the things are, very positive, especially some of the phrases that he uses and things like that. So if you've never been introduced to David Bayer, now you have. So you're welcome to check those out as well. He's really great. He does a lot of Joe Dispenza theory, and also Abraham Hicks. So if you know those two, he highly rates those as his go-to for anything mindset related, things like that. And he's come a long way too. He actually came from a history of addiction, and he's built $40 million businesses now. So remember we talked about before how, we all come with a story, and, maybe our timing isn't where we want to be. Well, he was at a point in his life where he didn't want to be there yet either. But because he went through all that, he often talks about his story and how it's brought him to where he is today. So even though, we can take something that might seem negative at the time or, devastating, what can you do to help somebody else? And that's what our stories are doing here too, right? We're trying to show people there is a better way. We do have hope for them. And that's the key to our business, that we are changing lives. And again, I just want to reiterate that we're not here to bug people. We're here to actually give them a gift, and to gift them with this. Okay, I'm just going to look in the chat room if there's any other questions. When you have a good story to tell, people will stay and watch. Awesome. Do we need to make an account with Perplexity? I think usually you can do it with Facebook or Google. Like, it's not like you have to make an account. You should just be able to do it that way, I believe. I believe that's how I did it on my computer, because I have it on my phone, but then I just put it on my computer. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Joseph. You answered that. Awesome. Thanks for answering those questions. Does anybody have any questions? We're going to open it up to Q&A, and then we're going to wrap it up.
I think there's a question from Mads, Coach.
Okay.
She said, where can I locate the Google snippet to be sent to the funnel team?
The Google snippet. Oh, gosh, it's been so long since I had to do that. That would probably, yeah, go ahead.
Coach, I believe it's the back office, right? That you have to send it to. Yeah. So the back office, you know how you make a request through the NAC?
Yes, in NAC, yes.
Yeah, in a NAC, yeah. So there's a request there for your Google tags or snippets.
Awesome. Thank you, Joseph.
You're welcome.
Anything about anything that we talked about today? Any questions, comments? Did you have something to take away from today? All right. Well, I want to thank you all for taking time out of your day for your business to show up here and to learn something to share as well, because every time you share, you're teaching somebody else something new as well. And we all have a story to share, whether we think that it's a good one or not. We do have a story, and that's what we're here. We're serving others in any way that we can. So I do appreciate you guys taking the time to be here, and I hope that we were able to give you some nuggets from today. And thank you for all your input on my ad as well. I was thrilled to be able to share it. So. It goes both ways. I'm really happy to hear because sometimes we can be our own worst critics, right?
Yes.
So it's nice to hear a little bit of feedback from others as well. So great. Well, thank you so much. I will, if you want to put your cameras on, we'll take a quick group picture, and then I'll put that in the chat later, and we'll get this recording up in the group as well. Okay, I'm not sure if OC can have his camera on or not. Oh, looks like it. All right. Oh, nice to see you, OC. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got it. Thank you so much, everybody. You
Thank
can
you so
unmute
much,
yourselves and
Coach.
say
Thanks,
goodbye.
everyone.
You're so welcome. Thank you,
Thank
Ophi.
you,
Thanks
Coach.
for your help. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody, for
Thank
all your
you.
input. Have
Thank you, Coach. Thank you,
a great
everyone.
bye,
Thank you,
Coach,
bro,
bye,
everyone.
Joseph. Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome. Bye.
Kennedy.
Bye.